Hello everyone, Yatharth here. Nice Saturday afternoon, and today we got a mobile phone which caught everyone attention. As you know that I don't do mobile phone reviews on my channel, but this is a phone which caught many people's attention, including Linus Sebastian, who also don't do many phone reviews. Today I am talking about Poco M3 and its sibling Redmi 9 Power. So today in the studio I got Redmi 9 Power in my hand, and first let me talk you about Poco M3 and Redmi 9 Power. Firstly, let me quickly take you with the similarities in Poco M3 and Redmi 9 Power. Both are actually siblings, both uses the same screen, same SoC, same right side mounted fingerprint sensor. Both runs almost same camera module. There is a slightly difference in ultra wide camera in Redmi 9 Power, which is an additional plus, but for me it doesn't matter. Apart from that, there is difference in looks. Personally, I think Poco M3 looks a little bit better than this, but you may have your own choices. The one major difference is Poco M3 also comes with 6GB variant, so if you have that much of high RAM usage, then definitely it could be a plus for you. Now, so in the box you got your mobile phone, definitely. Along with that comes the 18-watt fast charger, which is nice. It might not be a thing really soon, thanks to Apple. Also comes with a cheap silicone case, good for protection, and with the user manual and a few other stuffs. So, not wasting much time, let's get into the review. I have been daily driving this phone for about a week now. What I really like about it's its design. You can see that it's pretty thin. If you compare to something like Redmi Note 8 Pro, then it's definitely noticeable. Also, the plastic back doesn't get fingerprint marks and scuffs, which is a plus over the glass backs, which get those a lot. Now coming to the phone, it is a 6.27 inch or something like that of its full HD plus screen. The screen is really nice, along with the nice fingerprint sensor, which is pretty quick. The display is quite fine at 60 Hz. Also, if you are looking forward for content consumption like YouTube and Netflix on the go, then it's a nice phone for content consumption because of its nice screen. Now we should also get into its camera module. If you will see its camera, then there is ultra wide lens, normal lens, there is option of macro. There's also, which I like, is a pro mode where you can set your own ISO, aperture and things like that. Apart from that, I think there is a 48 megapixel mode, which is useless. As you know that there are few other Gcam options available for this phone and also for Poco M3, so I think that will give better processing. Quickly testing front camera and mic for you guys. Oh my god, I really don't like the beautification of Redmi phones, but this one seems to be doing better than others. I would still say that for processing, Gcam could be the solution for you. Back to phone real quick. You got MIUI 12 based on Android 10. I really like this thing about Xiaomi, that you will keep getting updates even in the old phones, at least the security updates. Also, a very nice thing is the stereo speakers in it. Until now, the lower mid-range phones don't boast stereo speakers, but this one along with Poco M3 got that. Let me quickly show you some. Let's search CrabRave. Quickly running our CrabRave music benchmark. You can also see in it that the screen is pretty nice, as do the stereo speakers sounding from both the sides. The screen is actually pretty good. And believe me or not, the stereo speaker sounds way better than single firing speakers. believe me, the stereo speaker sounds way better than the single firing speakers. Now as we know that it boasts a Snapdragon 662 processor based on 11nm process as compared to a Snapdragon 665 in a Redmi Note 8. What it's the difference is that the 662 has 200 MHz lower clock frequency of the CPU, while there is a slight improvement in the GPU clock frequency. Well, I have installed COD Mobile and I have played it for 8 hours now. Actually, yesterday I played 8 hours on a go. What a thing I really like about it is its battery. Its 6000 mAh battery is humongous. Supporting 8 hours of COD Mobile is incredible. And the downside of it is, even with the 18-watt fast charging, it takes a lot more time than a 4100 mAh battery in other Redmi phones. While it takes a 18-watt charger to charge a 4100 mAh battery in about 70 minutes, it takes about 125 to 130 minutes to charge its 6000 mAh battery. But I won't be surprised if you also get 2 days of backup out of it. The best setting for this phone is medium graphics and high FPS. You know, going low graphics can cause windows being opaque in few maps like Crossfire, and going higher than medium makes the phone a lot hotter than normal. So medium settings, high frame rate. The gameplay seems smooth. It's around 55 FPS I imagine. Also the image quality and texture looks fine. The screen is pretty responsive. Also, many people are asking me to make a video on COD Mobile of different guns and camos, also exploits if there are any. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you want to see a full-fledged video on COD Mobile. It's coming really soon.
Enemy contact. Tango
Package on standby.
Tango down.
Talk about its I/O. So at the top you can see it got a secondary microphone, 3.5mm jack, great. It also got IR blasters, so you can use it as TV remote, AC remote, or you can play with your teacher's projector. It also got a SIM tray with dual SIM and micro SD support, which is nice. Volume rockers up and down, and a side mounted fingerprint with power button, which as I told is pretty quick. At down you will find USB type C, the downward firing speaker, and the microphone. The final conclusion is, at this price point, $130 or 11,000 rupees, you are getting a lot of mobile phone. A Snapdragon 662 48 megapixel quad camera array setup, which is okayish, works fine. 4GB RAM. In Poco M3 you can get 6GB of RAM. Also you are getting a very nice display, nice speakers, good looking phone. I would say it's good looking. Poco M3 is also pretty good looking, and you will also get the new updates. Also the Google Play Store and its services are ready out of the box, and it doesn't support 5G, but I guess that it's not a big deal because 5G is not mainstream until now. So this is my review, that if you are looking for a lower mid-range phone in $130, less than $200, or within 11,000 12,000 rupees, then these two phones are just incredible. It will last you more than 1000 days easily, and I don't think that at this price point you can ask for anything more. It's just incredible. Being an electronics engineer, I sometimes is amazed by the work done by Xiaomi in their phones. Like, pretty incredible.